Welcome to Sex Ed with DB. I'm your host, DB. Let's get into it. When you're traveling, you don't have access to your amazing sex goodie stash. So you start to pack your lube for sexy time in your toiletry bag, and when you open your bag back up, the lube you packed, of course, spills all over your toothbrush, makeup, and floss picks. Enter a brand new product from Uberlube that will get your lube to your destination without spillage. They're new good-to-go travelers, perfect for your purse, pocket, gym bag, or carry-on luggage. The Good To Go Traveler features the same Uberlube product in a discreet aluminum traveler that comes in 6 colors. Try Uberlube and their Good To Go Traveler now with code SEXEDWITHDB for 15% off at uberlube.com. Did you know that 4 out of 5 US adults have never heard of abortion pills? If you haven't either, no shade. Let me teach you. Abortion pills are a modern option for ending an early pregnancy safely and effectively, up to 12 weeks, either with provider support or on your own. Also called medication abortion, it's made up of 2 meds, mifepristone and misoprostol, or misoprostol only if mifepristone is unavailable. If you're wondering, how do abortion pills work? Or how can I access them in my state? Or how can I tell my friends and community about this? Plan C has got you covered. Visit plancpills.org to learn more and join us in spreading the word.
If you're tired of hearing the same old judgmental, shaming financial advice about buying too many lattes from old white men who conveniently ignore issues like systemic oppression, it's time to join us on Financial Feminist. I'm Tori Dunlap, globally recognized money speaker and educator, and I'm a part of a new guard of financial educators. On Financial Feminist, we don't just talk about money, we talk about the ways women are affected differently by money. We're feminist first, acknowledging that your financial savviness has less to do with your weekly coffee order and everything to do with the fact that we live in a patriarchal society that gatekeeps women, people of color, and other minorities out of conversations and education about money. With fascinating guests like Nadia Okamoto, Maya Vander, Justin Baldoni, Christy Carlson Romano, Queen Herbie, and more, we dive into topics like menstrual justice, the investing gap, diet culture, the psychology of money, and more. Plus, you get bi-weekly how-to episodes like how to start investing or how I saved $100,000 at age 25. We're smashing the patriarchy and getting rich, one episode at a time. Subscribe to Financial Feminist wherever you're listening now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another More Sex Ed episode. This episode is all about asexual people. And someone wrote in wondering, can people on the asexual spectrum actually enjoy sex? And I really like this question because we've only had a couple of asexual focused episodes, and I feel like there's a lot of misinformation and miseducation when it comes to the ace-aro spectrums. Asexual is ace and aro is aromantic. And so Zoe Stoller, Zoestoller, and I came up with this really great resource that I want to share in response to this question. So here we go. The short answer, maybe you don't have enough time. You want to cut right to the chase. And I'm here to tell you that, yes, asexual people can definitely enjoy and or desire sex with others or by themselves. And this does not negate their asexuality, right? However, many asexual people don't enjoy or desire sex or only want to do that or some sort of sexual activity within a certain capacity or in a certain circumstance. And that is also valid. So let's dig into this a little bit more. Maybe you're like, what the hell's going on? I'm confused. Let me break it down. So number 1, asexuality is a spectrum, just like all other queer identities could exist on a spectrum. Some people think that those in the asexual community all share one common experience, like a monolith of feeling completely averse to sex and not experiencing any sexual attraction. But really, we need to talk about that spectrum, right? Which means that it doesn't just consist of one experience, although, again, certainly common and valid if that is your experience of not wanting to have or desire sex at all. But within that spectrum, there is room for asexual people who experience sexual attraction in some capacity, those who feel the desire to engage in sex, even if they don't specifically feel sexual attraction, and those who have expanded traditional views of sex to better fit their needs, right? And so there are a lot of different experiences that people have and thoughts and feelings as asexual people. And number two, we kind of talked about this in the beginning of this recording, but like, what are these certain experiences, right? Where some asexual people could experience sexual attraction. So some asexual sublabels, such as demisexual, describe identities where asexual people can experience sexual attraction that might look, quote unquote, look typical to that of an allosexual person, which is someone who isn't asexual. So the opposite. So in the case of demisexuality, this sexual attraction comes after forming a close emotional connection with a person. So having these experiences of heightened sexual attraction might lead to increased desire to engage in sexual activity and or make it more enjoyable, although not necessarily, right? So when we're thinking about these sublabels, of the asexual umbrella, that's when we can really understand, okay, what are these certain cases or certain circumstances where an asexual person might be feeling that sexual attraction or might have the desire to engage in some sort of sexual activity. And number three, sexual attraction is not the same thing as sexual desire or action, right? So for some people, maybe these concepts all overlap. Maybe you see somebody, you feel attracted to them, and then you have the desire to have sex with them, or you create the action to have sex with them, right? If they're a consenting party. But for people on the ace spectrum, they may not be as interconnected, right? So some asexual people might experience sexual attraction, but might not want to act on it. Others might desire sex, even if they don't typically experience this kind of attraction, but they still might not engage in sexual activity, even with the desire. But the key point to keep in mind is that a person doesn't need to experience sexual attraction in order to desire, engage in, or enjoy sex, and vice versa, right? And number four, some asexual people enjoy sex by themselves, but not with other people, right? So maybe they have that desire or they prefer that sexual intimacy by themselves, like with masturbation or touching their nipples or feeling their body in other kinds of ways that turn them on, right? But that may or may not be connected with sexual attraction and desire for other people. So there are asexual sublabels that refer to and highlight orientations with this experience, such as agosexual, which describes someone who feels aroused by sexual content like porn, but doesn't typically want to participate in sexual activity with others. But again, they might enjoy that with themselves. And these aren't the only explanations, right? Like there are so many experiences and nuances within the asexual spectrum, and all relationships to sex and sexuality, or lack thereof, are valid and real, even if they're not mentioned in this episode. And regardless of each person's unique experiences, needs, and desires, they're still free to use the asexual label to describe their experiences, to feel seen and affirmed, and to connect with the larger ace community. In a world that constantly encourages you to change, it's bold to just be yourself. Sexual expression and satisfaction are different for everybody, so rather than conforming to others, focus on falling in love with who you are. Lion's Den sources the very best products to help you find what you like and help you feel confident expressing your sexual desires. You can get 15% off in-store and online using code SEXEDWITHDB at lionsden.com to begin exploring everything about yourself. Follow them on social at Lions Den Adult on Instagram and TikTok. Let's talk about vacation sex. If you're like me, I bet you want a little pleasure while you're away, but can't fit your entire sex toy collection in your carry-on, huh? Say hello to the brand new Magic Wand Micro. Born into such a famous family, this little wand has quite a reputation to uphold while fitting in the palm of your hand. Same magic, now in pocket size. Use code SEXEDWITHDB at Lions Den for 15% off your Magic Wand Micro now. For asexual folks who do like to masturbate, I do have an amazing episode rec of a previous Sex Ed with DB episode featuring Vic Liu, Vicliu, the author of Bang, Masturbation for People of All Genders and Abilities. So check out that episode with Vic Liu from season 6. And if you feel like you relate to any of these experiences, write into us at sexedwithdb@gmail.com. And thank you so much to Zoe Stoller for being our content partner on this. If you want to check out other collabs that we've done, we usually do some sort of monthly collab. And so if that feels like something you want to check out our Instagram and see if you can find the collab between Zoe Stoller and I on this and on a lot of other topics. And listen, we need more questions. Okay. So if you're listening to this and you have any sort of more sex ed question that you want to write in, go to our link tree. It's in our Instagram bio. Scroll down and it says ask a sex ed question. Click on that. We have a Google form and we want to hear them. Tell us your stories, tell us your opinions, your ideas. And as always, thank you so much for listening and for tuning in. Love you all. See you soon. Our creator, host, and executive producer is me, Danielle Bezalel. Our producer and communications lead is Catherine Cohen. Our producer and communications coordinator is Sadie Leegee. Our marketing coordinator is Kate Fiala. Our music theme is by Hook Sounds. Thanks so much to our featured guests, partners, and listeners. Want to partner with us? Email us at sexedwithdb@gmail.com. For more sex ed content, follow us on Instagram at sexedwithdbpodcast and on TikTok at sexedwithdb. Want to rep us with some brand new Sex Ed with DB merch? Go to sexedwithdb.com/merch to check it out now. See you next time.